Hi, my name is Rebecca. I was asked to share a little bit of my story, so here it is. I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. My parents are Mexican, and that makes me Hispanic or Chicana, whatever you want to call me. I had a pretty good childhood growing up. My parents gave me everything I needed, and thank God he supplied whenever, even though we didn't have much food, much money, we always had a roof over our heads. We always had enough to eat. We always had clothes. Even if it was used or secondhand, it didn't matter. My parents did everything they could, and they succeeded. They were there for my brother and I, both of us, and they were great parents, and there was never any need or lack of anything in our house. The only thing that I have to complain about my childhood was that I was kind of bullied when I was in school. I was always larger than the rest of my classmates. I have always been chubby, fat, whatever you want to call me. I don't care anymore. And I've always been smart. And so I used to get straight A's, and I used to be the teacher's pet, or not even really a teacher's pet, but I used to be the nerd, the geek, whatever. And I was fat, and you know, it was so bad that like guys would run behind me and start chanting Big Booty Becca, and they would call me a fat ASS. You know, I could even run in PE without getting called fat. You know, and this totally changed me. Instead of feeling good about myself, I started feeling awful. And I turned to a lot of dark things, and I started listening to music that reflected how I felt inside. You know, I listened to rock and metal because most of the themes are pretty much either stick it to someone or I want to kill myself. So, you know, that's how I felt inside, and so that's what I reflected on the outside. I started dressing. Sorry about that, in case I don't edit this video. I started dressing in black, and I started wearing eyeliner that just pretty much ran down my cheeks, and I started covering my arms with bracelets and studs and spikes, and I was pretty much a rebel because I had to wear uniforms, and yet I always broke uniform. I kind of always got in trouble with my teachers. But, you know, I started dressing on the outside the way I felt on the inside, and I had quite a bit of drama with with my best friends in middle school, and I had rumors spread about me where I was called a slut, and I was called this and that, and horrible things that no one should be called, and especially so young. And it wasn't even for something that was real. It was for something that people didn't even know. I had been molested. My first kiss had been stolen by pretty much a stranger to me, and yet I was being called a slut. And so, you know, that led me to start cutting. And I would even sometimes cut at school. I mean, I stole an X-Acto blade from one of my teachers once, and I sat in my math class cutting myself. I mean, I was pretty depressed, and I gotta say, at that time, I didn't want to die. I just wanted the pain on the inside to match the pain on the outside. Or the other way around. And 8th grade came around, and my dad got offered a church in California. He was asked to pastor there. And I thought, hey, this is it. This is my chance to escape. And I thought things were going to be different. I thought that I was going to have an easier time. I was going to let go of everything from the past, and I was going to get to start over. Well, the thing is that the problems were inside of me. I was depressed. It wasn't like El Paso was the problem. No, I had the problems. And things kind of got worse. I started dating quite a bit in order to fill the void. I probably dated like 30 to 40 guys in high school, if not more. And it was always because I felt so empty, so lonely inside. And there came a point in my early high school years that I actually started abusing prescription and over-the-counter painkillers and antidepressants. My friends would steal Valium and Vicodin from their parents' medicine cabinet, and I would take them at school. And I was floating high, floating freely, but missing out on life. It all got so bad that I started planning how to shoot up my school. And I don't even know if I would have been able to shoot up my school because I didn't have access to a gun. But the thing is that I wanted everyone dead because I felt so awful inside. I just hated everyone, especially myself, and I just wanted everything to be done and over with. It got pretty bad, and the only thing that saved me was the fact that my mom forced me to go to church. And my mom forced me to go to special service the night that I was going to commit suicide. And that night changed my entire life forever. That night, God took a hold of my life, and I was able to be free from the darkness, and it was completely liberating. And don't get me wrong, it's not like everything changed instantly. I mean, yes, there was a change within me, but I had to take the steps to change my life, and I tried, and I still am trying to be better, and I fail sometimes, but I have to say that I have never regretted not killing myself. I'm happy, and I feel like there would have been so much loss had I taken my life. And right now, if you're watching this and you cut yourself, I want you to know that your life is worth so much more than than death. Your life will count for more if you are able to just turn to God, because I know He can help you, and realize that you're worth so much more than the words that people have said, than the things people have done to you. You have a purpose in this life. I've found, maybe not completely found my purpose, but I found one of the reasons that I'm here for, and it's to talk to people like you that might be cutting yourself, to let you know that there's hope, that you have a special talent out there that you can use to help someone else. Don't worry about what others think about you. And don't be ashamed that you're cutting yourself, because we've all been at the rock bottom at one point in our lives. But the thing is that you gotta be strong and get up. And believe that God is all loving and will forgive you no matter what your past. He will always love you. And your life will be worth living. You'll see. And thanks for listening, and I'll be praying for whoever is watching this video. I may not know you, but I'll be praying for you. Have a good night.